That's right. Grady Trimble, thank you for your journalism. Look who's here. Kristin Tate, columnist for The Hill magazine. She's a great writer. Kristin, so the New York Times, it's good to see you again. The New York Times is slamming Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' new book, saying he's, quote, talking about freedom, but that he leads by crackdown. What do you make of that?
Hey, Liz, great to be with you. Yeah, the best way to predict who's going to be a superstar in the GOP is just to look at where the media is aiming its venom. And right now, the coastal pundit class, including the New York Times, is busying itself trying to take down Ron DeSantis. The left is absolutely terrified of DeSantis. Just look at what he's done as governor. I mean, he was one of the few governors not to shut down his state during COVID. He's protecting kids in his state from sexual indoctrination with his parental rights and education bill. He is taking the fight to woke Disney by stripping that corporation of its special privileges. The list goes on. And I have to say, Liz, it's incredible when you look across the nation. All the purple states in the nation have been trending blue for the past few years, while Florida, which was very recently a purple state, is now solidly red under DeSantis' leadership. In the last midterms, Republicans across the state did much better than they've done in years, even with minorities. I was looking at the numbers before we went on air. DeSantis got 58% of the Hispanic vote. That is huge. So to me, DeSantis shows us that Republicans don't need to water down their message or moderate if they want to be victorious. It's actually quite the opposite. We live in a political environment where there are very few independent voters anymore. The way to win is to be bold and unapologetic in doing so. And that's Ron DeSantis. That's why the New York Times is terrified.
Kristin, do you see the states trending more purple?
Most blue states are, absolutely. Look at Colorado. Look at Arizona. Look at even Texas, which is, supposed to be this conservative stronghold. We've seen Texas become bit by bit more liberal as more migrants move here from other parts of the country, like New York and California. Florida, that trend is not holding up in Florida. It's just becoming more red, and I credit Ron DeSantis for that.
Yeah, Governor DeSantis is against lockdowns. He's against corporate vaccine mandates. And he's against what he says are public schools indoctrinating children into social justice content. Also books with sexual content in schools. He's against that. You know what people aren't talking about, Kristin? We'd like a reaction to this. Florida Governor DeSantis, he's now talking that he will raise the pay and the wages for teachers in Florida. Watch this.
So the good news is we've increased teacher pay by over $2 billion. We did focus a lot on recruiting new teachers by increasing the average minimum salary. We've succeeded in that. So we're going to do $1 billion categorical in our budget, and all of that increase can go however the school districts want. It's got to go to teachers. Some of the school unions were holding it up. And we had 9 months after the budget was signed, the teachers still didn't get a pay increase. So what we may do this year is put a limit to say, once we approve this in the budget, get it into the pockets of the teachers. So you're going to definitely see increased salaries and money for the school districts to raise teacher pay.
So this is part of his Florida blueprint for the nation. Shouldn't teachers' unions be clamoring on board for what DeSantis is doing here, raising the pay of teachers?
Yeah, this is so fantastic. The media loves to lie about Republicans and say they're anti-teacher. It's total garbage. What DeSantis is saying is very representative of what conservatives believe, which is that good teachers should be paid more while bad teachers should not be teaching. But of course, the teachers' unions are just looking out for, their own jobs. They don't care about students and improving the quality of education. So good for DeSantis for taking on this fight. And, I've loved his follow through, Liz. This is something that's so great about DeSantis. He doesn't just say things, he takes action. So I'll be watching this teacher's story closely.
Got it. Kristin Tate, we'll have you back on. It's good to see you again.
Great to be with you, Liz. Always a pleasure.
Same here. The first live primetime House hearing on China in less than an hour and a half.